Hello and welcome to my cooking class. It's Jacqueline. It's Thursday, it's 3 o'clock and I'm in the kitchen with my new spices. So I'm just gonna wait for a minute or two while we just wait for a few people to pop on. Well, welcome Linda. I'm so glad you're here. Gosh, I am so glad to be in the kitchen. And today, I mentioned last week that I would be cooking with my new spices. So I am going to be, this is a really simple recipe because I've got so much to share. But let's get started with telling you a little bit about the product line. So officially today, May the 1st, oh my gosh, yes, 3 products. It's a launch of our first line. Yes, all the way from Milwaukee. Thank you, Linda. A launch of our first 3 products are here. And last week I was in the test kitchen tasting a whole bunch of food. And in fact, truth be told, I snuck some out. Yeah, actually they're sending me more, but I couldn't leave without these ones to try. And these are not the size of the product that you're gonna purchase. Instead, they're the samples that we had where we started playing in the kitchen and deciding which company we wanted to, which recipe we thought was the best for our customers. So I've been playing in the kitchen, making fabulous, fabulous things. And today I wanted to showcase a product that was never with my other company. And I am all over it. In fact, I'm gonna just share right now, there are so many recipes that you can make with this. I'm going to strongly encourage you to join my Facebook group because I've already got the recipes. I've got a cookbook started in there that I'm going to be sharing little bits and pieces. I'm not going to make you mad by sharing recipes with products you can't purchase yet, but I'm totally going to let you know about some of the amazing ways you can use the product that we already had. Welcome Pam, welcome Joanne. So today I'm focusing on our Cowboy salsa mix. Now, you know me, I always think out of the box, but I thought because I wanted to introduce you to this, I would just share a little bit about this product in particular. So as noted earlier, this is not the size of the package. This is me sneaking it out of the test kitchen and bringing it home, okay? And I'm getting really, really sad because it is shrinking. In fact, we actually said to corporate, we almost need to have a line that says, if you can't see it, order more. I'm like hanging on to this like it's gold. And I don't know if you've seen gold prices, but that's through the roof. Anyway, this has a little bit of, oh, it's smoky. So I'll start out with that. And hello, Bernice. And when I say smoky, it's got that, I don't know, it reminds me of the barbecue. It's got that chipotle smoky flavor. And when I smell this, it just screams to me barbecue. I'm clearly in the kitchen, but I thought today what I would do is showcase the recipe that is actually on the back of the package. On the back of the package, it actually says hearty cowboy bean and corn caviar. And so this is going to pull together so quick, and then I'm going to share some fun food facts, and I'm also going to tell you some other ideas. Now I do want to let you know before I get too far in case I forget, there is a limited quantity of these new products. And it's a little hard to find because it's not out there to the public yet. So you have to be a friend of mine. And I will share a link with you so you can purchase them before they're gone. There will be additional items coming into the line. They're not quite ready yet, but that's why we're in the test kitchen. They are ready to be formulated and created, and you're going to want to tap into those as well because there were, I think there were 11 of us or 12 of us in total giving our ideas around recipes and product and flavoring, and man, have they hit it out of the park. So make sure you reach out and ask me for that little link so I can get you into grabbing that while it's still available. So we're gonna get a medium-sized bowl any bowl you want. This is our chipotle salsa. I'm gonna put it up to the screen so you can see how nice it looks, but you can clearly see that it's got, you know, that smoky, it's got chunks, and it's gonna be very flavorful. And the recipe on the back of the package says 2 to 3 tablespoons. I will tell you, this is a mild medium blend, which I love because I know a lot of you are maybe not liking that really zip spice. In fact, in the past, I used to always tell my customers, don't put that much in. You're going to be opening up cans of tomatoes forever. And it was really, really hot. This is just really, really flavorful. So that was 2 tablespoons. You saw I sort of measured. Just got a little bit left. I'm not going to pour it back in my container. There you know how I cook. I don't really usually measure. All right, so then we're going to add our ingredients, and you can use canned diced tomatoes if you prefer. I've got real tomatoes here that I've chopped up, and if you're wondering about what tomatoes to grab, I mean, of course, be cost effective at the grocery store, but that being said, if you can get Roma tomatoes or even small little cherry tomatoes, that would be best. And the reason being is tomatoes, the regular size, the larger ones are very juicy. They've got lots of water in it. And if you put that in here, chances are it's going to get really, really watered down. Oh, thank you. She likes my apron. And I know you're reading it backwards, and Facebook has done it again. They're not allowing me to switch things, and I don't know why that is, but it actually says healthy, happy longevity. So this was a gift. And this is my 300 Club pin, just so you know. This new company, actually, if you work here, you actually get to go on incentive trips and things like that. So I was on my way. So there we go. Now we're gonna add some black beans. Okay, what's the deal on black beans? Well, black beans are, of course, a plant-based protein, gives you lots of fiber. And just so you know, the darker the bean, and the better they are for you. They're a natural antioxidant, so that's really good to have in there. Of course, we're having caviar, and look at the color already. So let's throw in some corn and maybe a little bit of onion. So let's talk about onion. Now, you don't have to put the onion in if you don't want, but clearly for this recipe, I wanted it in because I wanted the crunch. And some of you may be saying, well, what kind of onion do I get? I have red onion in my house. I have yellow onion in my house. I have sweet onions in my house. If I have to go buy onions, which onions am I buying, Jacqueline? And my recommendation to you would be to grab the white onion. Sometimes they're a little bit more expensive, so not required. But the white onion, the reason you may want to grab it is it usually doesn't have as much of a bite. It's a little bit sweeter. Hi, Anne-Marie. Nice to see you as well. So we're adding that in. And if you want a clove of garlic, again, totally optional. And now we're going to talk about cilantro. How many of you love cilantro? How many of you do not love cilantro? I did a little bit of investigating on this because, it's like, do I put it in or don't I? And I love cilantro. But so I was asking, the universe, that would be Google, by the way, why do people think that cilantro tastes like soap? Okay, I wrote it down because it was like, really? Okay, so if you have a soapy taste, it's genetic, okay? And apparently there is a gene that you carry. It was, I wrote down OK or OR, I can't even see my spelling, OK6A2. It's probably OR. And it's a gene that people have, and it makes you sensitive, like super sensitive to aldehydes, which means that when you taste certain things, it can taste a little bit soapy. So now you know, and now I know because I certainly don't have that issue. So now you have to decide, do you want to put cilantro in it or not? I love cilantro. For me, cilantro is like, what will I say it's like? Well, it's like a bright flavor. I don't know, it just adds some layers to this. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of fresh cilantro. In my opinion, there's no alternative to fresh cilantro. I mean, if you get dried cilantro, it's not the same thing. It really loses that flavor. And how much do you want to put in? Really depends on you. No judgment here, guys. I love cilantro. So I'm putting all that in. For me, that was probably, I'm guessing, probably a couple tablespoons. And last but not least, how about a squeeze of lime, because that's just what we always do. Now, because we've got not a lot of liquid in here, it's important that you get that lime juice in there. And then it's just a matter of mixing it. So let's just do that. So how about some fun food facts? When I was talking about cilantro, did you know that Julia Child, and for those of you who've ever gone to the Smithsonian Institute or the museums, I should say, in the United States, you may have gone to the Smithsonian Museum of Culture, and they actually have a kitchen totally for Julia Child. Apparently Julia Child had that extra gene and thought cilantro was not palatable. I can only imagine in her very deep voice what that might sounded like. But imagine her just saying to me, Jacqueline, really that much cilantro, in that deep voice. Okay, so now because it's dry ingredients, and I've got it mixed up nicely here. Let me just show you what it looks like. Look at the colors. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? So what I would recommend you do, I would let this sit for a few minutes before your guests get there. I'm going to put it in a nice little plate. I always find that when you have really, really nice, pretty colors like this, having a dark colored dish really pops the colors and makes it look very appealing. Oh, I can smell the smoke. Yum. All right, so this, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. This isn't the end of my cooking class, by the way. So I've just got a large platter here, and what might I have tucked in this little bowl here? Well, this would be our brand new guacamole. And the flavor on this, oh, and I did tell you, I hope I told you, this is a medium heat. It is not too hot. I think I did tell you that. You're going to love it. I am so glad I'm not having to say, don't put too much in, don't follow the recipe. Follow the recipe exactly. Okay, this is our guacamole. And this is available for purchase now as well. This is our guacamole seasoning, and you can see that it's got some nice bits and pieces in there. I love that it's got the red tones in there. That is going to give that nice pop of color, so it's not just a regular avocado. Now, for those of you who say I'm allergic to avocados, I am really sorry about that, because I think avocados are great, but I get that. Just know that our guacamole has no avocados in there. That is just flavoring. And so some of the things that you can put the guacamole in on top of eggs. I love guacamole seasoning in tuna salad sandwiches. It's my favorite. If I'm making tuna salad, guaranteed I've got guacamole seasoning in there. Okay, now going back to the chipotle and the salsa. So on the salsa, here's a fun food fact. I'm going to get you guessing. How many pounds of salsa do you think Americans eat annually? Anyone want to guess? Tick tock, tick tock. The average American will eat approximately 6 to 8 pounds of salsa. In Canada, we're not as spicy. We have between 2 and 4 pounds. But I want you to know that Canada is really getting up there. And actually, sales of salsa have surpassed ketchup, because you can put salsa in almost anything. So some of the recipes, and the reason you're going to want to get into my Facebook group, Juggling Real Food with Real Life, or Real Life with Real Food. Can't remember which one it is. I'm dyslexic. It doesn't matter. You know where to find me. If you get in there, you're going to find a recipe for smashed tacos. I'm going to be sharing a recipe for, oh my gosh, a smoky cowboy chili. So I might have made this just to test it. What I love is the recipes that we will be sharing. Some of them will be great freezer meals for you. So for those of you who are super, super busy, stay tuned once we get the entire line or we bring more things into the line. I can totally envision myself doing freezer workshops because I know you're super, super busy. We are also, you can also make this salsa like a dip. So maybe not put the tomatoes in and the beans and the corn. Perhaps you just want to mix it with mayonnaise and sour cream. I actually have an amazing associate that we're working with me. Hi, Cindy. And she's made, are you ready for this? Oh, I can just understand football when I'm sitting in front of a bowl of cheesy beer queso. Yes, and the beer can be non-alcoholic, and you don't even have to use beer if you don't want. We could probably figure out a modification to that. So that's it, folks. I certainly hope that you're going to check out the new recipes that we've got. Join my group. Definitely try these products. They are extremely delicious. Like I said, I'm hanging on to this last little bit of this package like it's gold because it tastes so darn delicious. So on that note, thank you again for popping in. Kim's saying you keep talking about that group. I will post the name of the group so you can go in and take a peek and join me. Whether you're an associate or not, I'd love to have you in there so that you can find some great ways to share the new food. So isn't that delicious? Welcome to, here's the name of it, YGY, Longevity, short formed, YGY Easy Eats. And clearly, this was an easy eat appetizer that I can now enjoy for the day. And if you're local, pop on over. You're going to want to try it. So thanks everyone for popping in. Nice to see you all. And we'll see you again back here next Thursday, where I promise I'm probably going to do some cooking next week. I just wanted to ease you into the new line because I have to pop over and help some more people find me because I've got a lot of things going today because of the first launch. Take care.